Good morning YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now today you see I'm in a car again. Pretty early morning. We're skipping over into Varna because there's a motorcycle rental company. They're quite well known here in Bulgaria. I've seen them on the internet and stuff, but they rent out Africa Twins and that type of thing. So the plan is go there, let's see if we can get ourselves an Africa Twin or two. They give you the gear and all that as well, and then we're gonna, it's a bit wild, a bit wet, but that's all right. Then we're going to head out towards some of the older capitals here in Bulgaria, places like Provadia and stuff like that. So anyway, stay tuned. It's called Rosetta Moto Tours. They rent things like Africa Twins, or at least they did. I think I'm going to have real difficulty renting a motorcycle here just because of the area that I'm in. That's a shame, because I was thinking I would rent an Africa Twin for maybe a day or two and then go out and do some of these motorcycle tours. Need to try and re-evaluate. Oh well, still showing on the website and stuff that the place is operational, but obviously there's nothing in there. Anyway, never mind. They're called Rosetta Moto Tours. So Rosetta Moto Tours, if you exist anywhere in the world, let us know. We come back to Bulgaria, we'll definitely use you. So the first place we're headed to is Ovech Fortress in Provadia. Now when we were coming out of Varna there, it was actually a huge battle there, a sort of east-west versus west type battle, Christian forces against the Ottoman Turks. We were trying to conquer Constantinople at the time. This battle took place in 1444, but what we'll do is, once we get to Ovech Fortress, we'll be looking south towards Varna. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. So, 4 left to get in here. I think that's about, what's that, John? £2? Let's say £2, a couple of euros. You're following the steps. Guys are wet, very, very well worn. It's not even steps really, is it? It's just carved rock. Before we go looking at the entire fortress, this actually here was a church. I thought this was a well, it must still be. Yeah. There was 3 churches on this site. This was one of the larger ones. And these are actually coffin slabs. You can see coffins that have been carved right out of the rock. I'm thinking, well, these people having baths? But you can tell by the shape and the size of them that people were buried here. There's some view. I mean, even apart from the weather, it's amazing. Yeah. The site here at Ovech is absolutely vast, folks. It's basically sitting on 2 hills, and probably the most impressive part we're going to cross in a minute. And there's a little bridge between the 2 hills here. We came up the east gate. This is the west gate, and there'll be another one further over. But you can see they put this sort of modern walkway in here. Wow. It's a really impressive area, this. Now, you wouldn't know it to drive through this town here, Provadia, but archaeological records show that there was a settlement here dating back to around 4700 BC. 5,000 years before Christ almost. I actually hiked not the entire wall, but a very, very significant portion of the Great Wall of China, 2015. This looks almost like a tiny section of it. Needless to say, this fortress is very, very old. It's been controlled by the Thracians, the Romans, the Bulgars, the Bulgarians, the Turks, as part of the Ottoman Empire. What a building, stunning. And this here would be the main gate to the fortress. very cold. You always imagine Bulgaria is going to be warm, not in December. As I was saying earlier, there was a huge battle here at Varna in 1444, just south of here, about 20 kilometres south of here, where a force of sort of Slavic Christian forces came up against the Ottoman Turks, Murad's forces. Huge armies on both sides. Now, in the Christian army, you had the Polish king, you had the king of Wallachia, all these different areas, the Bulgars called.
Aye.
Murad himself, who was later to become the Turkish emperor, or the Ottoman emperor, the brother of Vlad the Impaler. He was fighting on the Christian side, Wallachia. Vlad was Dracula, yeah, because he was later to go on and fight the Ottomans for quite some time. Drawbridge here, wow. Now in the midst of the battle, the young Polish king, now he was a king, but against orders he led the elite cavalry. To be fair, they were mainly Polish cavalry, 500 of them, right into the heart of the Ottoman lines. He wanted the glory, yeah, he wanted to capture Murad or kill him. Unfortunately, that young king was killed directly in front of the Ottoman tent, the Sultan's tent. He was beheaded. His body was never recovered, but that eventually led to the rout of the Christian forces, and they tried to flee. It's a huge massacre, but there was a massacre in both sides. It was so bad, in fact, that Murad himself, it took him 3 days before he realised that he'd actually won the battle. That's how many men he had lost. The result of that battle meant that the Christian forces were no longer willing to come to the aid of Constantinople. Certainly not in any great, force. And essentially what that meant was in 1453, Constantinople fell and was to become Byzantium. So that was essentially the end of the Holy Roman Empire, because there was 2 emperors in Rome, and Constantinople was the capital of the Eastern Empire. It's now Istanbul. Let's talk about the first time you and I were on a bike together, John. I've been riding pillion, is that right?
Yes.
So how long ago was this and what happened exactly?
35 years ago.
The largest fortress in the whole of Europe, 870. Oldest Christian church in Europe, dating back to 320. Preslav here was known as the sort of spiritual and literary heart of Bulgaria. That's it for this one, guys. I really hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, maybe even hit that notification bell so that Johnny can tell you the next time there's a video on YouTube. We'll see you in the next one.